Deb,
Yes,
wait,
ma'am.
you was talking and it was like didn't mean to cut you off, girl. I started the clock and it was like, well, here we are. I can't believe how quickly the month moves along. It's like it's time for us to come on again. Not that we don't want to, but hey, everybody, welcome to Brunch with Margo Lovett and friends. And friend is always the one and only, the Information Diva, Deborah Thorne. Woohoo! Uh oh, you're muted. Let me unmute you. There
There
you
we are.
go.
Okay. Yeah, and I needed to adjust the picture a little bit too. I was off to the side, but girl, it's all good. We're good. We're good.
Kuma Matata. We ain't let nothing worry us today. No guests, it's you and it's myself. And, we're here to share information,
Okay.
industry information. We're both entrepreneurs and we know what a taxing climb that can be at times. So we want to encourage somebody who's feeling like, oh boy, maybe I shouldn't even try to do this. And we want to invite those that are listening on Facebook, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on LinkedIn to please be sure to join us and let us know that you are with us. We will go ahead and share our screen with you. So, with that housekeeping out of the way, what are we going to talk about today? Are we
Oh,
going to get
girl, we
the
got a
white
lot of
elephant?
things.
Let's
A
get the
lot
white
of things.
elephant out of the room first.
Girl, there are a lot of things happening right now. As
Hmm.
women entrepreneurs, we need to be mindful about what's going on. Those things that work in our, that work for us and ain't working. So, yeah, I like that better.
Yeah,
Thank
me too.
you.
Little color, little color. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, it makes a picture wider and you can see all my stuff. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
But what it's really important that no matter what your political affiliation is, because we're not talking politics, we're talking life. And whatever your belief is, you need to be supporting that.
yeah.
Okay. However, I will say this: I personally believe that to be silent is to be complicit. And I will not be silent.
Hmm.
I will have to say something. So, those of you who follow me on Facebook, or if you don't, go look for the Information Diva Deborah Thorne on Facebook. And I reposted an article where this woman is thanking the former president for his victory in restoring white life. Now, she goes on to say she didn't mean to say that. She meant to say right to life. No, if that wasn't in your head already, you wouldn't accidentally say it. There's no way I could accidentally say that because
Yeah,
that's not in my head.
yeah.
Okay. So we all need to be paying attention. And those things that are important to you, do what we can do as American citizens, those of us who are in the United States. You must vote. You must let your voice be heard. You must.
That's it.
Because stuff is getting crazy.
And things are not as they would so appear. The lies are just profound, and we could go on and on. All I'm going to say about that is, and I'm glad you brought it up. I call it the white elephant in the room, but because I wasn't sure that I would be able to speak on it without getting quite passionate. All I will say, and I did one post over on LinkedIn, and I promise I'm not going to do anymore. I will be out there with a sign in the crowds, and I will be sure to do what I need to do to get people out to vote. That's my
Absolutely.
promise.
Yes.
But I'm thinking, unless you have had an abortion, you can't begin to understand what that woman is feeling like before and after. And I don't know of too many people who are going to go ahead and adopt a family who should not take on not one more mouth. I've seen it with my own eyes. And you know who suffers? It's the
The
kids,
children.
the families that's already there. We already have a foster care system that is just over the top. People are dying in that system. They are being abused in that system. So why? Why would we say God bless America. We're back on track and we're putting people into that. We're putting the people into that system that is already strangling. And I know that we have a comment here, and I'm not here to yay or nay anybody. I'm just saying those are my passionate feelings.
Absolutely. And let me say one thing, and I'm with you. I don't want to beat this, but
Hmm.
again, to be silent is to be complicit. If I don't
Yes,
tell you how I really feel, then you might think I go along with what you're doing.
that's
And I
right.
need to
That
stand here
part.
and say, I do not. Okay,
No.
so if we're going to say that abortion is going to be illegal and we're not going to have this happen, okay, then how are men going to be held responsible? Because it takes two parents to
Girl,
make a baby,
now
okay?
you,
So
yes.
okay, so what are men's responsibilities? And then there are the people who say, well, you know what? I don't want to pay for it. Well, you got me paying for your Viagra. I don't want to pay for that either. How about
Thank you.
that?
Yeah.
You get old enough to not have sex on a regular basis for a reason. Okay. So I'm having all kinds of issues. And what I want to tell my young sisters, and then for real, I'm going to get off of this. It isn't about me. I'm past childbearing ages. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. I got my one child, my one grandchild, and I love them. Okay.
Yes.
But I'm talking about the young women who are coming up. See, I'm worried about girls. See, 50 years ago, people were dying in alleys because they were
Yes.
using coat hangers to try to get rid of
Yes.
babies that are on it. And the
Yeah.
worst thing for any human being on this planet is to come into this world and not be wanted.
Mhm.
Okay, so I said it all, do what your heart tells you to do. But I will say this: I personally believe that it's between a woman and her God. Let
That's right.
her and her God work it out. You can't tell me what God wants for me.
Yeah.
You don't know my relationship with God.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to leave it like that because we can't. But we have to recognize that this is 50 years being turned back and everybody acts like they're surprised.
Yeah.
What did you think was going to happen when you put these crazy people in office and give them positions and, start paying attention to
Yeah.
who you're surrounding yourself with and what they're saying and doing
What's
and
their track
make your
record?
decisions. Yeah,
Yeah.
make your decisions.
We definitely have to go ahead and do some deep dive research when it comes to the people that we are putting in office. Bottom line, we can't go by the commercials. That's bought. It's just like anybody can get onto Facebook and say, I have 10,000 followers. Well, yeah, if you bought them, some people do have that many people, but a lot of people don't, but they buy them. And, so you can't go by face how it looks face value. If you don't dig in and do your homework, then the smoking mirror, the smoking gun, the shiny object will just it can be anything. And we'll say, oh, they said this on TV. Oh, so and so is endorsing them.
And I'm gonna say one more thing, and then I promise I'm not gonna keep going. But pay attention to where you are in the day life. Okay, a while back in our mastermind group, our leaders asked us to check our integrity. What is
Mm,
your personal integrity about? And we're all real good to say, oh no, I operate a certain way. And then they took it a step further. And the people that you do business with, what's their integrity like?
thank
As a
you.
result of that conversation, I stopped doing business with someone I had years long relationship with because their integrity didn't match mine. And that then puts my integrity in question. Well, lo and behold, because God would have it this way, someone recently posted a happy birthday celebration. And as she said, to my president. And I went, oh, now I got to pay attention to you because we don't agree.
Yeah.
And if that's how you're feeling, you can like any person. I don't have a problem with people have voted against what I've wanted for years. That's not a problem. But what I do have a problem with is when you see someone who is harming other people, how can you support that person? Where's your integrity where that's around? And
Your integrity.
so with that, I really am gonna be quiet. We're gonna find something else happier to talk about because your audience didn't come to hear me rant but
Hey, our
I don't want to
audience.
rant, but I want us to pay attention.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And I'm glad that you brought it up because you know what, Deb, I really didn't know how to appreciate it because I felt there's a part of me that just wells up ready to cry because it's just, we've just been bamboozled. But I'm like you, I'm going to let that go. I do have another white elephant in the room that I want to bring up, but that's later on.
Oh,
In the
later. Okay.
meantime, yeah, that's later on. And that's to do with podcasting and do with sponsorship and all that good stuff,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But in the meantime, let's hear what's going on with your event. I mean,
Okay.
you show us how to put these events together because you don't start 2 days before. You
No,
start
ma'am.
way out. So
Yes,
what's
ma'am.
going on? Give us some dates and some times, and
Oh,
can
yeah.
we
And
think
let me tell
about
you what
sponsoring?
wonderful. Okay. So here's where we are. Well, just so that you know, I entered our conference is November 10, 11, 12. This is our fourth annual conference. It is the Leverage Conference for speakers, authors, and entrepreneurs. And I want you to know that Margo has been there all 4 years. So yay for her. Well, yesterday, the 3 days I spent in a workshop on learning how to do digital events. Not that I don't know how, but how are other people doing it? How do we take it to a higher level? So I
Yeah.
spent time with that. And we've been looking at, I will tell anyone if you come to our conference, our content is stellar.
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
I'm proud of the content. What I'm not proud of is the number of people who attend. We
Okay.
have to up that. So that's what I spend the whole year when we're not doing conference learning. What do I need to do? How do I do stuff differently? And so I spent the last 3 days really focusing on that and learning some things. So one of the things that we're offering, and I really want your audience to take advantage of it, if you are not friends with me on Facebook, you need to be friends with me on Facebook because otherwise we can't invite you. Or be friends with Margo and she can invite you to Club CEO. Club CEO is a group on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
complimentary, doesn't cost anything, and where we talk about, we have conversations, we are teaching people, we want community. I'm trying to think of the 4 C's and they're not coming to my head right now. But it is about community, it's about learning, it's about collaborating. And what I'm fixing to ask now, because beginning in July, we will be doing free classes. We're going to have master classes that you can attend for free. The reason for the free is that I had to learn things the hard way, and I've spent a lot of money learning.
Say that.
And I don't ever want money to be the reason that someone doesn't participate. We discovered that for some people, the cost of the conference is cost prohibitive. So, what if I found a way where you could pay it out over time and still get something? So, we have Club CEO is absolutely free. There's a complimentary version. And then we have the preferred. Preferred, if you join the preferred, and there are 3 different levels of that, and I'll explain that at another time, but it gives you a ticket to the conference. Okay.
Hey, cool.
While you're learning, while we're helping to educate you, while I coach you, because I'm gonna get it. It's about coaching. It's about um, consulting. It's about community, and there's a fourth. Collaboration. I want all women to be the best they can be in business. And I say women because everything I do is pink and white, but men are more than welcome always. We
Gotcha.
want to do the best that we can. And so I invite you to come to Club CEO. We want you to have an idea of what's going on with the conference. This year in the conference, there's some new things happening. Where we've had our 3 days, we're going to have different tracks as you go down.
All
Okay.
right. All right.
So if you're wanting to learn from the very basics, go over there and learn the very basics. Let them teach you how to. If you
And
want to
most of the
learn it,
time we need to also. Most of
okay.
the time we no shame. We need to
But
or
yeah, because you're
revisit
not
them.
doing it right. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
we want to show you how to do it right. We want to show you when we talk about setting up what are those things? Funnels and stuff. What does that really mean? Know what it means, know what it doesn't mean. I want people to take their stuff to another level. So we're really working with that. One of the nights too. Now this is one you're gonna enjoy. we're going to spend an evening in the metaverse.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Take us
Okay,
in.
so
Take us
yes,
in.
I want, because once again, as women, we're usually the last to learn about stuff. As Black women, we're further, and those of us who are getting older, you don't hear about this stuff. This is the newest, latest, and greatest. And you can do it without having to wear the VR glasses. We're not going to do that VR, virtual reality. You
Hmm.
can just do it, but we're going to have a night where we're going to walk through the metaverse and let you see what that looks like and how would it work if you put your business in there, because that's how they're now doing business expos.
I think that's
Nobody's going
great.
to.
Yeah.
I love it when I hear people say, "Oh, I can't wait till we get back to normal." And that will never happen again. What company? Think about it. You're a company owner. I know I am. Why would I pay to go to an expo? I got to pay the three, four, $5,000 for the expo. I got to pay the $1,000, $2,000 for the hotel room. I got to pay for the airfare. I got to do all of that.
It's
Then give you
expensive.
stuff away and all that stuff when I can sit in the comfort
Hmm.
of my home office and talk to people all over the world. We're doing so much globally now that whenever I set a time, I got to stop and think, okay, if I do it now, it's 8 hours ahead in the UK. So, how many of my UK people are going to be there?
Yeah.
If I do it now, it's tomorrow in the Philippines. How many of my Filipino people are going to be there? If I do it now, it's 3 hours ahead on the East Coast.
Hmm.
That's how I have to now plan my schedule. And so we say this is what we want. I'm happier. I'm having such a good time. Will
Hmm.
I do some live things? A few. I'm going in October. I'm going to Florida, provided COVID is okay, and I'm going to be reaching out to people who live in Florida. I have met so many people I know in Florida that I'm going to spend an evening with my friends in Florida
Oh,
because I've
see.
never seen them face to face.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's what that is about. But to just jump up and go every time somebody is doing something, no more. That's over. So you want to learn to do it online and to have your business look as well as it can. And that business of, oh, I don't know how to do Zoom. Or I like it when
Oh
people
my
say, I'm so
gosh.
tired of sitting on Zoom. Well, you fixing
Oh
to be
my
tired of
gosh.
making money because that's how it's happening.
You know what? I mean, all of the platforms. That's where it's at. And every once in a while, you hear somebody trying to pull something off live, but then people are breaking it down where it's in person, but it's hybrid. You can go virtual, digital, or you can be in the real, in the live. But you have to give people choices. That's just the bottom line. I
And
mean,
when they go live, pay attention to numbers. See, the wonderful thing is doing it the way we do it now. So if it's a hybrid, count the number of people in the seats.
hmm,
That'll
that
tell
right
you
there.
that ain't gonna work. When you're on a quit listening to people because I know you see you're gonna talk about sponsorship later. But I saw somebody post today on Facebook and they were complaining because they were at a live event and the people
Hmm.
didn't have the people there. It was a vendors. They said, quit having all these vendors here and you don't have people don't come out. They're
No.
not coming. I don't want you breathing on me. The pandemic is not over. Okay. And so we have to do things differently. And I really want to encourage and wrap my arms around your audience and say, there's another way to do it. If you don't know another way, ask me. Let me show you.
Hmm.
Because, Zoom, for my amount of money, Zoom is the way. But girl, I discovered some platforms that you put them on top of Zoom.
Yeah,
So because everybody
I've
knows how
heard
to
of
use
them.
Zoom, but you put the
Hmm.
platform on top of Zoom. And I'm like, oh, let me check this out. Some wonderful things are happening. Wonderful.
We can't get stuck. We can't get stuck in the good old days. We have to go with what's right here at our hand. And if we're going to include everybody, this is exciting what you're talking about. We're going to include everybody. We cannot just say, "Oh, I'm only going to have 25 or 100 people." Are you? Are you? If you do that live, are you? Because I know some people who went to some stuff and, I mean, it's not that they weren't careful or anything, but you can go to something and folks come back with COVID. It's just that it's just like the flu. You know, a lot of times some people would, I remember when I was working, there was one guy in particular who would come in every year. The guy would take down the whole doggone room with the flu, no matter what, you know. And it was just like, can you send him home at the first cough? Because we already
Mhm.
know we have a history. So I guess I just say all that to say there are people I know. I have been invited to speak in Detroit in September, and I was all set to go because both of us, we're travelers. We love traveling, and it's been how long?
Girl,
But
over 2 years. Over
my
2 years.
daughter is going to have a brand new baby by that date that I'm supposed to be in Detroit, and I had to decline because
Yes.
I'm vaxxed and everything, but I just don't want to take the chance. To me, it's not worth it. It's just
And
not
it's
worth it.
irresponsible.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't want
When
to.
we can do everything virtually, and I really want, oh, excuse me, not use the word virtually,
Hmm.
digitally. And the reason that the speaker said to quit saying virtual, virtual means implies that it's not real.
Yeah.
Okay. That if something is virtual, it isn't in real. He said, no, these are real. These are live events. You're teaching people, and you have more opportunity when we do it digitally. I can
Hmm.
teach more people. I can coach
Oh,
more people.
definitely.
I find more
You can make
stuff.
more money digitally.
Hello, hello.
Make more
And
money.
well, because the cost factor, the out, I am able to work with the conference, and our hard costs we can hold tight. I got just
Hmm.
some things. I don't have to pay for a hotel. I don't have to pay
Food.
for parking.
Yes.
Okay. We give meals, that's part of it, but I don't have to. People are in their
Hmm.
home. You don't have to pay their travel. If people, it's like with everything, if you would look at it a little differently and
Yeah.
allow me to help you, or people who think like I do, to help you change your mindset around it. Because there's no reason you shouldn't be, everything that you would do in person, you can do virtually.
I agree.
You can put your products up, people can give you a room, and you can have a whole store in there. I've seen it.
Me too. Me too.
But you have to be willing to do it and not just simply say, no, I want it like it was. Well, you'll be by
Yeah.
yourself because the rest of us are going. When I can have people in the room who are in from Canada and they're in from the UK and the Philippines and the Bahamas, all across the United States.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
were to have it live and in person, they couldn't be there. Not all
Have
those people.
Have you checked out the airfare prices these
Oh, and they
days?
keep going up. Yes. And you can't drive because we can't afford can't afford the gasoline.
I miss the in-person events. I really, really do. But at what cost? At what cost financially and at what cost to my family? You have to consider. That's what I consider. I really, really do. So,
Yes. And
you
and
know.
and like you and I are good friends. I want to hug you so badly, but I will one day. It's just not going to be
Mhm.
anytime soon because we have to pay attention to this.
Yeah.
You know, I there was a cruise being offered, and I had already paid
Oh, a
money to go and
cruise.
all that.
Oh.
And and I said,
Mm.
well, I'm going to wait and see what happens. So just before when it was time to make the last payment, I'm like, okay, Lord, do I make this last payment? And the CDC said no, no cruising. They said at the time, and this was like last December or whatever, they said there were 80 cruise ships out on the
See.
ocean from all around the world, and every single one had COVID. Oh, no, 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 no. Deb ain't going out there.
Yeah. See,
No.
people can say whatever they want to say about it. And I know a lot of people are going to Europe and they're taking cruises and that type of thing. And I myself thought, hey, why not just a 7-dayer down here in Mexico or Hawaii? And if you get COVID, well, then you just stay in your room. Who wants to do that? I had COVID. It is no
Ain't
fun.
no
And
joke.
who want to be away from home if you get that stuff? But that's just me. That's just me. So, you know, everybody who's listening and watching, everybody do what they want to, but Deb is definitely right. We
And
need
do
to know
what's
how to
best for
do it.
you and your family. That's all I ever say to people. Do
Yeah.
what's best for you and your family. What's best for me and my family is for me to stay home and visit with as many people as I can on Zoom. I've talked to, like I said, I talked to more people. My
Yeah.
calendar is fuller than it was before.
Making money.
Imagine. imagine 6 calls in one day. I'm talking to
Yeah.
6 different people all over the world, not just the country,
Mm-hmm.
all over the world. So,
Uh-huh. I know. It's amazing when you shift your mind the way we can do business. And I think, do you think, well, how do you feel about this? I think that so many of us are just fearful and afraid to step into that next of what's going to really make money for us. How are we going to, if I do this, is it going to be successful? How are you going to know if you don't give it a try? How are you going to know if you don't talk to somebody about it? There's so much software out there until it's crazy, but we have to, it begins in with our mindset. What say you to that?
I say that's why we are offering master classes every week from Club CEO. Absolutely no cost. So this ain't what we're gonna bring you in and then tell you got to pay. No, no,
Yeah.
no. We have a preferred version if you decide you want some coaching and all that and get your ticket taken care of. But we have free stuff I want you to take advantage of because I'm blessed to be in some circles that some other people aren't in. Okay.
Hmm.
That I'm blessed to have some millionaire mentors. I love it that I do. And they're sharing information with me. And some of it I moved a little slower with than I would have wanted to, as we always do.
Sure.
But, one of my mentors told me a long time ago to syndicate my stuff.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I got it. And I talked to him recently and I said, well, it took me a while to do it, but my stuff is syndicated. I am on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. I am on Alignable and Be
Hmm.
Connected. And I do stuff live. And I do. Somebody said to me, you are everywhere. Well, I'm not everywhere, but I'm trying hard. Okay.
Let's speak to that.
Okay.
There's a certain camp of people, and I'm finding it's the newbies on the block who feel as though PR is just one little section and everything dealing with PR should be free. Um, and it's getting a bit taxing, but somebody says, well, you have to train people. People really don't know. You can't take anything personal. You have to train people. But I stand today to let people know that you've paid a lot of money to know what you know and to do what you do. Out the gate, I was scary thousands of dollars. So when you say you are syndicated, you don't get syndicated when you're just dealing with one little property. You're just on Facebook and you're going to work that. And you got to be careful of these Facebook ads. That's another conversation for another day. But you need to show up everywhere. You want people to go ahead and buy from you, and you want people to buy from you, and you want people to follow you. But where's your footprint? Where are you digitally? Where are you in print? I mean, it's like crazy. They got to follow your lead. If they Google your name, you should be up on page one, just populating, just boop, 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 boop. But some folks, I mean, they want to charge thousands of dollars, and you got to scroll maybe on page 3 or 4. You might see something, that digital footprint and that print footprint. You have to be there. You have to. You have to do that.
Well, for me, you have to understand your branding. People have told me before, I don't even know your name. I don't need you to know my name. I need you to know the Information Diva.
Hey,
Okay.
and hang on,
Because
hang
if for
on
no
one
other
minute.
reason,
Hang on 1 minute. I hear
sure.
that leads into a question.
Uh
Where
huh.
can we find out more about the conference? Hey, P. Shine Allen, how are you? She's a
Hey.
sister podcaster from Verke
Okay.
Vashani Radio. Yes.
Hello. Yes. Okay. So the leverageconference.info. But I'll be honest with you, the information is not up yet. It just says the date right now. We're just starting to get the stuff out. So give me a little bit of time, but it will be, trust me, you'll be like, oh, I wish you'd take that stuff down. It's all over everywhere. But you can always text Diva to 321-421-5213. That keeps you abreast of what I'm doing. But it is
Mhm.
the leverageconference.info is where information about the conference is coming. And oh my goodness, I'm getting really excited because there are a lot of things that we are doing a little bit differently. We want to grow every single year. And so far, we've done it this year. We're really focusing on getting those butts in seats. And as you said, Margo, PR is a big deal, but everybody can't do PR. Okay. Now,
No.
I'm going to be the first one to say that because, oh my goodness, my
You
goodness.
ran into something like that before.
Woo, woo.
Big dollars out.
Dollars
Hmm.
out and no results. So I'm about results. I just took a PR class. I'm taking another PR class.
Me too.
Not that I want to do it, but I want to know what we're talking about doing. And again, it's like with everything, where is your audience? Who is it that you're wanting to serve? And when people tell me things like a lady, I just shook my head the other day. She's in the beauty business. And
Hmm.
oh, I serve anybody with skin. That's not true.
No,
Monkeys
that's
have
not
skin.
true.
You gonna do monkeys? They got skin.
Rabbits have skin.
Okay, yeah. So it's like, okay, how about defining who your audience is? And when you don't know that you don't know, get some help.
Yeah,
That's
just
what
say.
coaches are about. Okay, people say, well, why should I pay a coach? You don't have to, but a coach who doesn't have a coach is not worth it to you. And I believe that the only thing worse than not having a coach is having the wrong coach.
You ain't joking. Boy, is that the
Okay, because
truth.
we've been there and done that. Okay,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if you'll allow me, I want to give your audience this little tidbit. We do what we call the KPS test. Is the coach, the K is for knowledge? Are they knowledgeable about what you want them, that you need them to be knowledgeable about? Not who certified them, not whose class they taught.
Thank
Do they
you.
know what you need them to know? The P is personality. Is their personality one that meshes with your personality? I got one of them big old personalities, and I'm not for everybody, and I got
Mhm.
that, okay? But know whether or not the person has a personality that you can function with. And then the S is for style. Is the style of delivering information compatible with your style of receiving information?
Yes.
If you like all videos, and I don't do videos that often, that's not the way. I personally like to read things. And so when people do nothing but videos, if you don't have the transcript, you're going to lose me. You're not the
Hmm.
person for me. I want to read because I want to read at my pace. I want to be able to underline and go back and get what I need. Remember, I'm old school, okay?
Hmm.
Like I
Hmm.
tell people, old school I went to. We had things paper, okay? So, no, choose and be sure that your coach has a coach. If your coach can't tell
Oh,
you
girl.
who their coach is, walk away.
Ooh,
Walk
now you know
away.
what you woke food around and woke me up. You fooled around. You are so right because people have big names that they have spent thousands of dollars that they have been a student under for years and years and years, and there is no consistency. There is no fruit. There is no leverage. There is no track record. And what good is that if it doesn't at least give you a track record, you know?
And I need to be able to. I can't. First of all, I don't know everything. I know what I know. I'm good at what I do. But maybe you have a question that I don't have the answer to.
Yeah.
I am blessed because I have my coach and because I have my $1 million mentors. I can get on the phone and call them and say, "Hey, who knows somebody who does this?
That's
Who
right.
knows what the program is?" And then I can put. I gave a client away the other day because see, we can't serve everybody. She
Mm-mm.
wanted coaching, and I listened to her, and I said, I'll be honest with you, I'm not the coach for you. Okay, let me put you with someone at a higher level that's doing. I said I work with women who are wanting to get started. They're under the six-figure uh,
Mm-hmm.
platform. This woman is already at high six figures, so I can't help her.
Yeah.
I put her in touch with someone and I laughed. I said, ask them about consulting. I look up and she's in my mastermind. I said,
Mm-hmm.
oh, she said, because I listened to what the person said and what you're doing, and this makes sense. Okay.
I'm glad
You
you're
can't
bringing
serve
this up.
everybody.
I'm glad that you're bringing this up about the masterminds and who is the coach to the coach because we have way too many people out here, like I said, charging you up the wazoo, and we don't know who the heck they've been studying up under. When was the last time they invested in themselves? But you want, four, five, eight, 10, $15,000 from me, and you studied up under somebody, what, 20, 40 years ago? That ain't
and
right.
didn't take the whole class. You took the free version. Okay. Don't,
Oh,
don't get
girl,
me started.
please don't
Don't get
start.
me okay.
That part,
And
that part.
then, but while we're on this, let me tell my sisters, I love y'all dearly, which is why we are doing Club CEO on Facebook. Please join the group. It's complimentary, it doesn't cost you anything. Because my experience has been people will come to me and ask, can I pick your brain? No more picking my brain, go to
Oh,
Club
yeah,
CEO. Can I
yeah,
take you to lunch? I eat too much. No, go to Club CEO.
yeah.
But they'll come and they'll get information from me, and I give it. We start talking, and girl, I gave you a platform to go check out when we get off. Okay. Then when you're ready to spend money, you go spend it with other folks, and usually
Hmm.
they're not people who look like us. Now I got attitude, okay? I really have an attitude, and I say to you, well, doesn't that person cost X number? Oh yeah, but they're gonna help my business. Oh, okay. So what was I gonna do? Okay, but
Chopped liver.
girl,
Oh,
and somebody came to me just this week like that. I'm like, you know what? And I have
yeah.
a big thing in my CRM that says, do not take this person on as a client. No, just absolutely no. There's nothing they could say or do that would make me take them on because you don't value what I do. I'm not for
Yeah.
everybody, and I know that, but you have no value. And if I don't value me, if I don't have integrity, if I don't believe in loving me, I can't expect you to do it. So I got to cut it out.
Well, people may say that that's hard talk, but it's not. And when you have invested in yourself and you continue to invest in yourself and you're churning along in this entrepreneur thing, you can't afford to take on dead weight. People who just want to pick your brain or who just want the free stuff. Why can't we build a platform? This is the price. This is what I do. And if you don't believe me, check me out. Why can't we just go from there? Why do I have to have something free? Why do I have to go ahead and be sloppy seconds in your eyes? Or, my God, even worse, why can you go ahead and I'm not gonna say that.
Go ahead and say it, girl. This is us talking. Go ahead and say it.
I need to be a diplomat. You
Okay.
know that I know enough to get you to where you want to go, but you don't want to pay me. Oh my God, I said it. I said it. I said it.
And
You don't
then
want
what
to pay
I
me in
like,
totality.
no, 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 no. And what I like is also it's like now, and it's not the woman that I was talking about because she was ready to go to the next level.
Hmm.
They'll hear that I have a coach. And let me go check your coach out. You ain't ready for him? But go ahead. Go ahead. Go.
Oh,
Oh, girl,
see
I know he costs that much.
that part.
Excuse you. Excuse you. And then it becomes, well, what have you done? What has he done for you? You see me all over the place. What do you think he's done for me?
Yeah.
It's like, no, no, no. I just, we have talked about this. We've sat up at night with a glass of wine in a hotel talking about this. And
Hey.
I'm through complaining about it. I'm not going to complain because that isn't helping me get where I want. Club
No.
CEO is for as many people as want. We've got over 100 and we've got close to 200 people there working to grow it because I want to be of service. I want to give. That's who I am.
And
But then
now is
during it,
not the
when
time to
Deb,
be, we're not tearing anybody down. We don't want anybody thinking that. But as
no,
entrepreneurs and everyone listening, we all know the pitfalls, the ups and the downs, and we all just have to stay up on not chasing the dollars, but
mm-mm.
going after those that work with where we can vet each other and work and we can
And
track each other.
I want to be of service. Let me
Yeah,
be of service. Okay.
yeah.
And, you know, it's so funny. And I want to share this with people. A lot of times, the people who know you, they knew who you were a while ago. They
Yeah.
haven't been there when you've been through all the transitions and stuff. And so they won't take a chance or they knew you when. I always say they think they knew you before. They didn't really know who you were before, but they think they do. And
Yeah.
I have learned to accept that as well. And it's all good, because sometimes it happened to Jesus, okay? Prophet's not known in his own land. The
True that.
people who you would think would be there for you can't, because of whatever reason. And I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. That's why we have Club CEO, the free stuff. Because when you ask me, well, Deb, can you do XYZ? Yeah, but let me tell you what the price tag is on that. See, I'm
Yeah.
not
For
even
real.
playing.
Yeah.
Okay. Not
Yeah.
even playing. We give a wonderful conference, but our conference is a premium conference. We'll have a
Yes,
free
it
ticket.
is.
Let me rephrase. We do have free tickets. My VIP partners pay an extra $100
Wow.
so they can sponsor somebody else, and we sponsor young people to come to the conference.
They need
Okay,
to see excellence. They need to
they come
see
for free,
excellence.
yes. But a woman working every day like me and you, okay, I can understand if you don't want to, the VIP is too much, even the prime is too much. But we have the essential ticket. If $97 is too much for you, then let us show you how to generate that
That's
$97.
right. That's right.
Okay. And that's why
That's
we have the Club CEO Preferred, because you can go in for $47 a month, and we're going to teach you how to generate money so that you can do it. Because, yeah, I laugh. We're getting older. At least I am. Okay. It's like, what happens in the next few years when I can't keep up this pace? I
got
don't want
that.
it to drop. I want this to continue. The
Yeah.
conference is the legacy that I'm leaving for my grandson. This
Mm-hmm.
conference is to go on after I'm long gone to glory. Okay, but I'm sitting up in heaven looking down. I want the
Mm-hmm.
conference to continue. I want women to
Legacy.
continue to learn. I want young people to continue to learn.
Got you. I
We
got
can't
you.
do it unless we, put it together.
And we put in the work now. We put in the work now while the sun is out. We put in the work
Hello.
now. Well, I tell you, I love it. I love it. And I really plan, God knows, I really plan to be a sponsor this year. I really do. I plan to. And I'm working on some things also. I want to just kind of share, because this thing of podcasting, it's just, oh my God, it seems like every year I fall in love with it deeper and deeper. And everybody knows Brother Bedford between Bashan, oh my goodness, between Womel and Brother Bedford. I'll just be a student up under Brother Bedford forever. The way he thinks and the way he provokes me to think in his mastermind, I just love it. So we were talking in one of the masterminds, and it came to me about, oh my goodness, podcasting 101. Here's the doggone phone, and it's my brother. Um, I was telling people about the academy and how after people graduate, it's oftentimes life happens and you can't, you get into pod fade, and pod fade is where you don't consistently put out information any longer. And 1 week goes into another week. And before, I know, oh my gosh.
No, no, he
And,
knows
and
how to
be,
get his sister.
yeah, he know how to get it. 1 week goes into a month, and a month goes into 2 months, and it bothers me because people have paid good money to learn how to podcast, and the world is missing out on what they're were setting out to give. So I say all that to say, as you are working on the Leverage Conference, I'm working on Podcast Posse. I'm still teaching podcasting, and just put out a whole series of brand new, spiffy, brand new videos on demand because the industry's changing. And I never want somebody to learn podcasting from something that was relevant 4 years ago. That ain't happening. We ain't going like that. But Podcast Posse is for the person that is a brand new podcaster. And sometimes it's hard to keep going. So you need that somebody to watch over me, somebody to help me, somebody to take my hand and not just treat me like a little kid, but have a vested interest in me to keep going. If I say I'm going to have a weekly podcast, then just be my accountability partner. And grown folks have accountability partners. So we have the accountability partner. But what I really love is the fact that we have to stay on top of the news, what's going on in the industry. So, in bite sized bits, each week, I'm sending out a a news video. I'm doing it
Hmm.
in video form.
Okay.
And then on another sheet, there's the link to the deeper dive so that you can read and you can just go as deep as you want to with that. So we have the news and the news source, we have the accountability, and it's lonesome podcasting. So why
Okay.
not once a month? Let's just get together now. We're not going to try to solve everybody's podcasting problems. That's not what we're there for. But it's to share opportunities and insights and how to information. And when I did a soft poll, I found that those were the things that people were missing and what they were looking for. So I'm posting about that. I'm starting to post about that now, and it's up on my website. Ready,
Okay.
set, go. And I'm excited about that because, some people, once again, they're selling cars by day and shampoo at night. And at the end of the day, I want to stay with the podcasting thing and give people what they need and what they want. So far, so good. I mean, getting
Okay.
calls and I'm happy about it. Once again, podcasting is a slow grow. And if you're not in it to it for the long haul, then you're going to get discouraged. You're going to go with those folks that are promising you a flash in the pan, and that's not going to work out for you. There are people, and I know that you've run into them. There are people that I have been podcasting for, I don't know, a year, 2 years, and they are charging people thousands of dollars to teach podcasting. Once again, all I'm going to say, and I'm going to say this and back off, vet your person. What's your footprint? What's your consistency? Go to the testimonials. What's going on over there? Because podcasting is getting saturated now, and you really got to watch. Is that person who they really say that they are? You know, and I'm like Evo Terra. I love the industry and I don't want to see it messed up. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, and all we can do is tell people and let them figure it out because, yeah, I agree with you. What I think happens is a person goes to one of these gurus and they pay, $900, $1,000, 15, whatever, and they're promised that when they finish this class, they can charge the same thing, and they come out and charge, and they don't know
Yeah,
what they're doing, and
that's it.
that becomes the problem when. Like yourself, you've been in podcasting and radio a million years. Okay. I don't know
Hmm.
how many, but it's a million. Okay. I've been doing
Yeah.
what I've been doing for over 20 years. Yes. So we know what we're doing. You've
Hmm.
seen stuff and you go, no, that's not going to work. Let me tell you why it didn't work before. Now, if you
Yeah.
can go around these problems, then you could possibly make it work. But some kind of how, as a community, we figure everybody's supposed to get rich.
Yeah.
And, I'm here to tell you, you don't get rich on your job. How you going to go rich in entrepreneurship? Okay, come on
In
now.
1 hour. Oh,
Come
I'm going to
on
be an
now.
entrepreneur and tomorrow. And then, Deb, people think because they pay you that this ought to happen miraculously.
Yeah,
How,
but did you do the
overnight.
work? Did you do
Even
the
if you
work?
do the work, it takes time for stuff to grow organically. Brother Bedford always says that it takes time. It takes time.
And you have to be
Nagalia says
consistent.
consistent, and you have to do your testing. When you're marketing, A/B testing, there's no getting around it. All the pros, that's what they know. And you notice they're
And
not
if
making
you
those promises either. They're not making
no,
those
because
promises.
I can't. How am I going to promise? I was at an event yesterday, and there was a guarantee, and I listened to his guarantee. It's like, how do you guarantee when you don't know whether a person's going to do the work? Well, he has
Hmm.
that built in his guarantee. I'm not going to guarantee. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I promise you, I will show up. I promise you, I will have the information, but I can't promise you beyond that because I don't know what you're going to do with it. I don't
Yeah.
know if you're going to do the work. I don't know if you're willing to be up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, which you and I have been because something didn't go right. And oh my goodness, I got to have that ready tomorrow. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't
Hmm.
know that you're going to do that. I don't know that my thing is, I want to take women in particular to six figures. I want you to make $100,000 a year,
Why
but I
not?
don't know if you're willing to do the work to do it. Because it ain't, I've done it myself more than once. But it takes work. I don't
It's
just
not
wake up and
easy.
say, I got $100,000 coming in. No, no, no. You got to work. There are things to do. There are lessons that I learned. Okay. So
How you
that's
going to
where we are.
maintain that also? We don't want to put in the work. We want to hire somebody to teach us, but then that's cool, but you do all the work. I hired you. No, you hired me to teach you. There's a big difference. And
There
you
is.
know what? When people come to the academy, it's in the syllabus. I don't build the podcast for you, but I sure teach you. So we've covered a lot, but I think that, I mean, these things have to be said. We have 10 more minutes, and can I get the other white elephant out of the room?
Oh, what's up, the white elephant girl? I thought
The,
we got them all, but go ahead. We got
no,
another one.
no, no. Mm-mm. I
What's this
too
one?
went to a media summit because I'm very interested. There's a part of me that is
Okay.
leaning towards not being a PR person, but being able to help people in that arena with exposure.
Okay.
Never ever can I see promising people anything. I think that that's wrong. But to put people in the right direction, I'm kind of leaning that way. But what do you think about earned media, where somebody invites you, you're a podcaster, you invite a person onto your show, versus with paid media, where someone pays you to come onto your show, and I know some people who did it, and the host went ahead and read other ad reads while they were on. Yeah. But then I know of some people who say you're sponsoring this episode, no other ad reads except for yours. What say you to that?
Okay. So each one of us gets to run our businesses the way that we think is best. I know a person who invited me to be on her podcast and then went to tell me it would be $150. And I said, no, thank you. I'm not doing that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do I spend? It's like anytime we spend money in our businesses, we have to know what it's for. So you and I have been on each other's podcasts. I got to have you back on soon.
Yeah, me too.
Um, I do several podcasts. I do mine a little differently. I learned from you. I've been to the so see. I put my money where my mouth is. I was one of the
Mm-hmm.
first people to sign up for the podcast academy because I wanted to know. I also know that that is not my main business. And so Margo was very clear about telling us how to edit it and where we go edit. And I don't edit anything. And I tell people that when you come on my show,
Yeah.
we don't edit. If you make a mistake, own the mistake, correct it, and keep it going. Because when
Mm-hmm.
we do our podcast, everything is live streamed. There, it's already out there. I'm not pulling it back in to do. I belong to an organization who wanted to send. I said, why are we doing that? If people want to, because I give away you can go right on YouTube and get your version of it every time. If you
Yeah.
want to pay to have it edited so it fits whatever you want to do, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing that because that is not the main focus of my business. So when we're doing it, it's like with anything else, understand what you want from it. Now, before I would pay somebody money, I need to know what their audience is like. Okay, I need to know that they have the audience I need. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, it's women speakers, authors, and entrepreneurs. If that's not your audience, I'm not paying you
Thank
because you don't
you.
know the people I know.
And
I
they're
need
not,
to.
you're falling on dead ears. Those folks that, if they're not authors, entrepreneurs, and you are on a podcast that's dealing with plumbers and horseback riders, by profession, go
That doesn't
figure.
help me.
Yeah.
That doesn't help me. I also need to know that when you come on, that there are people there. There are people who are used to coming if I'm going to pay. Now,
Hmm.
I go to podcasts all the time and say, be real selective. No, I don't need to be selective because I'm going to be some of everywhere. Okay. I don't
Wow.
need to be selective. I've got this goal of I do my own podcast 3 times a week when we're on.
Hmm.
Because I girl, you were talking to me because we've kind of missed a couple of weeks, but that's okay too. Because this is how we do it. I've got a VA who's uploading them now. As we speak, she's getting ready to upload everything up, in the atmosphere. Go ahead and do that. Mostly, it's giving people an opportunity who might not otherwise have an opportunity. That's what I do. I connect people to people and people to opportunities. So
Mm-hmm.
that's part of who the information diva is. But we do have to be very mindful. No, I'm not spending it. And you know that I spent some money on some PR and I
Oh
was
yeah.
not happy. When I have to rewrite the press release because it is illiterately written, you cannot send it
Mm.
out in my name. No,
Mm.
that's not okay. So each of
Mm-mm.
us has to do what's best for our, I will always say, do what's best for you and your family and your business. Do what's
Mm-hmm.
best. What one person does is not another. Now, when we get through talking, I got to find out about the posse. I'm very interested because I want to see how that'll work for what I'm doing. I also want to see that. I think it's an opportunity when we do the conference that you collect people for the posse there.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to all be clear about what it is we want to do, what it
Clear.
is that's important to our businesses, and not just go out there and because here's what happens. I pay you to be on your podcast, and then didn't anybody text me or nobody bought my stuff. Now I'm mad at you.
But
It
who can
doesn't work
make
like
that
that.
no? And
Okay. Look at how many times an ad runs on television
oh my
before
God.
you even pay attention. And I used to think that, they run an ad and then they run the same ad again. I said, oh, somebody made a mistake. It took me a long time to realize that ain't no mistake. That was a marketing ploy.
No,
It runs the
that's
second time
strategic.
because the first time you weren't listening, the second time you hear the same stuff, you go, oh, wait a minute, what was that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on 3 times a week, and I'll tell anybody who wants to be on my podcast, you know, let me know. Go to let's talk let's talk leverage.info. Go
Mm-hmm.
to let's talk leverage.info and apply. Okay. The only people, if I don't know you, I got to have a conversation with you first to be sure that you're going to be literate on my show. But other
Got
than
you.
that,
Got you.
come on and talk about what you're doing. I want to give people opportunities. By the same token, if anybody in your audience has a podcast and think that I can add some value, I'd love to be on your podcast. I have a goal of being on 2 or 3 podcasts besides my own every month.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to do that between now and the conference because that's my strategy for getting butts in the seats. And when I
Got you.
come on to talk, thank you, love. When I
Mm-hmm.
come on to talk, I'm going to be talking about why it's important to leverage. What is leverage? That's what we're talking about. What opportunities are there available? And how can I do that? How can I be of service?
A
So,
lot of them.
that's where we are. But I hear you. Girl, somebody asked me $150. No, baby girl, I'm not paying you that.
But I
No.
think I that's cheap. That is cheap when you think about
Well, not
what
for what she
the
had.
oh
No,
well.
again, your audience, her audience was not my audience.
Well, there you go. That was first strike.
And that's one. And then two, she's fun to talk to, but she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't speak like I would speak. And so
No.
I can't have you tarnishing my brand.
She
I'm the
dissing and datting.
girl and them, okay? Them, just that, okay?
Oh
And the
well.
I'm proud
Okay.
that you from where you from and you can talk like that. I am mad at you. I'm not
Yeah.
mad, but
Yeah.
that does not help the Information Divas brand.
But that brings it
I am
back
very
to
protective of my brand.
do your homework. In everything that we do, from marketing to mentorship, you have to do your homework. And too many of us, we don't. And when things come up, then it catches us by surprise because we don't read the contracts, we don't read the fine print, we don't really listen when a person is telling us what they're all about. We're so anxious to get out there. I'm chomping at the bit.
And the other thing is know who it is that you want to talk to. Because again,
Yeah,
I
for
don't want
real.
everybody that's got skin. I don't want to talk to every
Mm-mm.
woman that has a book or every
That's a
woman
waste
that
of
is a
time.
speaker. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to know, do you speak in a way that you can be with the information diva? Or
Yeah.
is my audience going to be going like, well, who she got on there and why? Okay.
Where'd they
So no,
come
no,
from?
no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And we're not dissing anybody. It's just that once again, everybody needs to know, do their homework, and every podcast host has their preference, and that's their prerogative because podcasts are real estate. Like the same way you don't have everybody up in your house, you don't have everybody on your podcast. But, and I guess I'm pushing this because I am a podcast media company. If you need so many of us who are, once again, I need to be a diplomat. I'm gonna have to work at this. So many of us, we put out a book and we go on one podcast or we go on two podcasts, and then we sit back and we think, shoot, I've done this work. The world ought to be calling me. My phone ought to be ringing off the hook, and my email should be busting open with invitations. Well, baby girl, if they don't know who you are or where you are, and I'm telling you, this is what someone told me. How are they going to call you? How are they going to work with you? So that's why I bring it up to this thing of earned media. Go ahead and pitch and have people invite you to be a guest on their show. But when we're just starting out or we really need a quick catapult jump, you got to go ahead and buy yourself some media. That's,
Well,
you
and
have
how
to do
about
that.
this? Do you have something? I have my signature talk, my suit talk. You were there when I did it. It's
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
bottom of everything I have. So you can go on and look and hear me talk. You need to know whether or not I can put two sentences together because see, that's important.
When
You
you're
know,
putting yourself out there, make sure you have everything in place.
hmm
But you have to, well, I mean, we have to put ourselves out there. And there are ways to put ourselves out there. And if we wait for somebody to knock on our door, some of us are going to be dead and dead and dust.
And what did you do to help the podcast along? There's a gentleman
Oh,
who
girl.
appeared on my podcast, and I didn't really know him. I knew him through some people. And girl,
Mm-hmm.
he wrote the most stunning review of it. Her energy, she's this. You feel like a guest. You want to go on, and he sent it out to his list. Okay, the people that are on his list, I don't know those people.
Yeah.
That's how we get bigger and better. So now when I tell somebody I want to be on their podcast and they know him, I can point it out.
But so many of us starting out, we're new authors, we're new entrepreneurs. We don't embed the conversation on our website, which is good for SEO. We just need to be taught. We don't share the way we should. Do you think that a podcaster is going to invite you back if you don't share that out? Don't think so, because people want to put it all on the podcaster. Well, she should have
It's
had
the
my phone
same.
ringing off the hook. You
It's the
know,
same thing with the conference. It's the exact same thing with the conference.
that's
I
sad.
put the stuff out and I say, hey, pass it out. And a few people will, but most people won't. And then they say, well, you charge. Yeah, I charge you because I got to do all the work. Yes, yes,
So
yes.
it's mindset. It's
Oh,
4:03 and we have a few more minutes, but let's the bottom line, what is really going on is that we all need a change of mindset, and as we grow into our entrepreneurial positions and expertise, we need to also always change our mindset, correct it, course correct it, grow. What say you to that?
I say be in circles where this is the kinds of conversation that happen naturally. See, I don't have to worry about my mindset because I talk to people like you. See, I don't
Hmm.
talk to people who are dissing and datting and they, oh girl, I would do, but I can't. I don't have even like my personal friends, and I love them. I talk to them on the weekends. You can't talk during the week. During the week, my mind is on what's going to happen in business. This past week, I kid you not, 3 days I was in three different events, all
Hmm.
at the same time. I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to be, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to learn, because they got information that I definitely want and I gotta go. And then, girl, man
Yeah.
had not the nerve because he was getting it. His program was $50,000. Okay, and
Hmm.
I ain't mad. Oh, I'm so not mad at him.
No,
Okay,
no.
and did the information diva not get a personal call asking me was I going to join?
I believe it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
At
know,
that
you
price
talk.
point, they're going to call you. They should.
No, well, here's the deal. I talked to one of the coaches, and I knew her, and we talked. And she called me back. I'm in the class and they send me a note saying that she wants to talk to me. So I come out and I go in there. See, that's the wonderful thing about technology now. I left the main room, went into another room to talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was saying, well, you're going to be joining us. You would be a perfect fit. Well, I have a coach that I'm working with. I'm in a mastermind. I got to finish that first. I haven't gotten everything done that I
Mm-hmm.
set out to do there. When I finish that, then there's a possibility I can move on. Is this something I would do? Yes, provided I'm going to be with people who are at my level. I don't want to pull anybody along. Not especially at $50,000. I'm not pulling nobody along. But
And I
it's
don't think
like,
anybody can be pulling anybody along these days. I really
girl,
don't.
they
You
do,
know.
they do. Because even we were
Yeah.
there, people were trying to, and he had to tell them, quit trying to teach in the chat box. That's our job,
Yeah,
So
trying to poach our clients and
yeah, we
stuff.
don't need you coaching nobody in here. So it's whatever it
It's
is.
the
But it's
world of work. Oh my God, it's the world of work. What can we say? Someone says good information. This
Oh, I
is
want
so
to show you
good.
my cup. See my cup. One of my colleagues did for me. My diva cup and my
I love it.
purple
I
hair,
love it.
purple cup, purple cane. I'm good.
I love it. Oh my goodness. .com. I'm gonna put in my email address.
Okay.
And Deb, let's get yours in
Well, you
because
know what I would really like the audience to do? Find me
what's
on
that?
Facebook because I want to invite them to Club CEO. That's my gift. Club
Okay.
CEO is an opportunity for you to get master classes. We start master classes beginning the first Wednesday in July, and we're going to do them all the way up to the conference where you can come in and learn something in an hour and walk away. Didn't cost you anything. I'm going to have Margo come on and talk about podcasting and lead you to what you need to do to make this stuff happen.
Make it
We're
happen.
beyond the talking about I'm going to do it one day.
Oh
Let's
my
get it
God.
done today.
I'm fitting too. That went out with the
Girl,
temptation
that
walk.
fitting. Okay.
So CLUB and SHEO.
SHE, then EO.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a private group on Facebook. So you have to be a friend of mine to join it or a friend of Margot's. Okay. So if you're
Okay.
friends with Margo can invite you to Club
Okay.
CEO. Free training. Look at it that way. Free training, free connections, free.
Man.
And I'm using the word free. Okay, we have a preferred one, and we'll talk about why you might want to do that. But come in and get what you can get for free. I
Yeah.
want you to, because I
Test
want
out the
everybody
waters.
to do better.
Because here we are once again vetting people, testing it
Yes.
out, see whether or not it's a good fit, and can you keep up with what is required of you? Because that's the other thing. People signing up, we all have so many things that are thrown at us. You have to prioritize and be strategic. And if you have a business plan, follow that business plan so that you're not here and there. And oh my God, you're
Girl,
just
I tell you,
chasing
I
anything.
was at 3 different places over the last 3
But you're
days. Okay.
strategic. You're strategic. I'm talking
Well,
about
yeah,
some
girl,
people.
but wait, I was sitting there doing like this. Because there was one I had to go out and do some things, but it was like,
Oh,
no, no, no. I want to know what's happening here. But
yeah.
why did I want to be there? Because my coach was one of the presenters.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
And when you're with the right people, did he not push me while we were on there and
I'm
introduce
sure
me
he
to the
did.
world? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So we have to learn how to do that with each other, and it's going to be okay.
It is. It really, really is. And on that happy note, I just want to say, and you just verified it. Get with a coach and ride them till the wheels fall off. Because it's been my understanding that when you get with somebody who's light years ahead of you, you're never going to catch up with them. So now you don't
Because they're
need,
constantly learning.
thank
If,
you. And
if they're a good coach, they're getting coached. So they're
that,
constantly learning.
and they've already started light years ahead of you. So it's not like you're ever going to catch up with them. This is just this. They're going to teach you language, and they're going to teach you how just everything that you need to know. And that yes, they are being coached all the time. So this thing of I need 8,000 different coaches, and each one is $10,000. You're not impressing anybody with that crap. Get you somebody, because then they will know you. They'll know what you can tolerate. They'll know where you are as a student. They will know where you are as a person. They'll know your story better than you know your story. They'll end up telling your story when you are nowhere around. And yeah, Deb, when you are in the same room, they will let the world know who you are. That's the kind of person that you want to throw money towards, and you want to hit your star too. So on that,
And
oh Lord.
absolutely, and it's all about results. At the end of the day, can you see results? One of my
Yeah.
best clients said to me, when she came to me, she wanted to do her thing was to do a retreat. She
Hmm.
ended up doing three retreats, three major retreats in Hawaii
Wow.
a year, and two in Montana. So that's five retreats plus two uh, things in Northern California. And she
Mm.
said, I made more money working with you than I made in all this time working. Okay.
The
And
proof is in
that's
the pudding.
because we stay on one thing until you get that. And it doesn't
That's it.
happen. I take people in and you have to be there for at least 6 months. I'm not going to, if you can't commit to 6 months, we're not going to do it. But my average client stays 2 or 3 years because at the end of 6 months, we go back and look and see, this is what you said you wanted to do. We got that done. Are you
Yeah.
satisfied? You want to walk away or do you want to go? I want to go further. What's the next step?
Yeah.
And that's how we're doing it. But I have to let everybody do what works best for them, knowing that I'm here. Club CEO is there. I just really want to invite people to do it because it doesn't cost you anything.
Okay. And you know what? Don't get it twisted. Anybody who's listening say, "Ooh, she said free." Uh,
Club
you
CEO
have
is
a
the
response,
complimentary.
and you have a responsibility. Just because it's free does not mean that you don't have a responsibility. Because people get it twisted, where they feel they put a if if they don't have to pay, then where's the accountability and where's the value? Club CEO is chock full of value. Don't anybody get it twisted. You're
Well,
gonna
that's what
miss
the
out if you
master
don't go
classes
over
are
there.
about. You can go in and learn a little bit of something. Can I give you everything I know about a topic in an hour? Absolutely
Mm-mm.
not. Can Margo tell
Nobody
you everything
can.
she knows about podcasting in an hour? Absolutely not. But can we give you enough to wet your whistle, give you three things that you need to do, get those three things done, and then give us a call?
That's it.
Then
That's
we can
it.
tell you where we can take you next.
That's it. Because then you have a taste of who we are, what we are, the who, what, when, where, and how, old school journalism, and then you can make a wise decision. So,
Absolutely.
what can I say? All
Oh,
right.
she's sharing it. Thank you so very much.
Oh, we've
Yes,
had
thank
some
you
good
so very much.
interaction today. My goodness.
Yes, yes,
Thank you,
yes,
everybody. And some of you folks have just hung with us from the beginning. But you know
yes.
what? That's what this is all about. If we're not on here with our coup de grace, as my mama used to say, or anything. We're two seasoned women who've been around the globe, had some highs, had some
And some
lows. We
lows, yes.
love what we do. We know what we know. And if you can see the other side of us, that's what this is all about. That's what this is all. And we
Absolutely.
got our fancy little glasses or whatever. Who cares?
Wait,
Next month I'll be
My
on with some
fancy
wine.
glass with
Hey,
water.
what?
Mine's
Wait a
got
minute.
water.
Deb, I have water too, because girl, I'm low on water intake. But next month, I might have break on off with some vodka, a little something, something.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been on
You
here
know
with
what?
some bourbon.
And,
Shoot.
and that's my whole thing is we have not been out. I don't even know the last time I had a cocktail. Okay, it's been that long. You know what? I do know. It was my birthday, probably, a couple of years ago.
I
It's
hear you.
like horrible, but that's okay because God, I think, slowed the world down. I thank Him for slowing the world down to let me catch up. So if the rest of you didn't know what to do with the pandemic, that was God's gift to Deb.
Hey,
Let me
I hear
slow the
you.
world down so this girl can get caught up, complete with my purple hair and everything.
Loving
Okay,
it, loving it. Oh
complete.
my goodness,
Yes.
loving
So
it.
it's like, yeah, I'm just, God is good. God is good. So
Yeah, it's
we
it's
gotta
all
always
good.
say that with all the madness that we're experiencing. I want people to realize that God is good. I
Yeah.
really want to invite you to Club CEO. I want to thank Margo for having me as one of her friends and allowing me to do the brunch with Margo, and just absolutely awesome.
Yeah, well, hey, I love having you. After the first one, it seemed like she ought to be here all the time. This is the way this is supposed to do. But you know what? With that, this once again, here we are, a model for two separate women, two strong separate women. But it does we complement, and there's no rivalry. There's just nothing but information for people. We just want to help people. We just want to bring people on along. And we have ideas. Yeah, we have our own mindset. We talked about Roe versus Wade, the white elephant out of the room right away. And we're not backing away from those. You probably gonna see me
As
on
a
TV
matter of
with my sign, honey. I'm gonna be out there.
Okay,
Yes.
you know, at the conference, we always talk about something really controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're
Yeah.
going to be talking about the role of women.
Hmm.
And I don't know if it'll be specifically Roe versus Wade, but we, between that and what happened on January 6th, and I'm gonna put a
Wow.
bug in everybody's ear.
Mm.
Okay, you guys need to take a look. Those of you who are, let me do it this way, women of color, please go look at the person who represents the what do they call the good boys, the poor boys, whatever they call them boys.
Yeah.
Look at him and y'all tell me who he is.
Who are those folks? Yeah.
No, 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 no,
Enough said,
sweetie.
huh?
He's
Yeah.
black. Look at
Yeah.
him. And I
Yeah.
said that to a girlfriend, and she looked it up online. She go, "Oh my God!" I said, "Girl, please."
Yeah.
Now
What
we
those
know our
folks
people when
called?
we see them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
y'all take a look at him. Let me know what you think. And where is
Proud, the
his mama?
Proud Boys, the Proud
Proud
Boys.
Boys. Yeah. Enrique, whatever his name is. Yes. Take a
Mm.
look at him and y'all tell me.
Well, I tell you what, we could go on and on. Woo, thank you all for hanging with us. This has been
Yes.
so cool. Once
Yes.
a month we're on, and gosh, I don't think that are we gonna take any time off?
Not till after the conference anyway.
I heard
Unless
that.
you're out. Because see, here's the thing. Even if you're in another country, we can do it. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to
Digital.
tell people. Digital, you don't get, we could be on a cruise ship and do this.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
We just have beautiful water behind us. That's all.
Oh
That's
my
what I'm
God.
so excited about with us going forward on
Yeah,
all the things that we do.
I love it. Hey, and our feet are not stuck in yesterday, and they're pointed towards tomorrow. So that's a wonderful
Hello.
thing. So we
Absolutely.
better get on out here. It's 4:17. Thank you all for the love and the comments and hanging with us. And of course, I'm always going to bring this back on Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. It'll be up on the video will be up on YouTube. So I'm Margo Lovett, Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. Oh, we just became Go Beyond the Interview. I'm gonna work that. I'm gonna work that till the wheels fall off. Go Beyond the Interview LLC. We are a podcast media company. It's official. And that was God just pushing, no, go further, go deeper. Information Diva, where can we find you? Once again, text Diva at what's that number once again,
That
Deb?
number is 321-421-5213.
Give it
Yes,
to us
yes,
one
yes.
more time because
Sure.
somebody may have walked away.
Okay, so you're going to text the word diva to 321-421-5213.
Whoa, that's kind of has a ring to it. Do
That's the
do
whole
do
idea.
do do do
Hey.
do 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 do.
Yes, yes, yes. Because those of you who don't know, they took away short codes.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Watch when
Um,
people are making money, folks. Oh, they took away the short codes. So now we got, but it's okay because people haven't struggled with it anyway. So now you know how to use the phone number. I'm
yeah,
good.
for real, for real, for
I'm
real.
good.
Well, we're gonna go to the outro here, and Deb, can you hang on a moment so we can just kind of do a little
Absolutely.
dessert wrap up?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Bye, everybody. We'll be
Bye.
back
It's
the
been
end
a
of
pleasure.
July. Yep. And if anybody going on vacation, please be careful. Take care. Be aware of your
And wear your
surroundings.
mask. Wear your mask.
Yeah. Wear your mask. Be aware of your surroundings because we want everybody back here in July. Okay. All right.
Amen.
Bye bye.